Well, another week's gone by and Texas Democrats are nowhere in sight. Paging band of cowards, come home, face your fate. We can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Pick one, but it's gonna happen. Here's the latest. I've got it right now. We are now in week 2 of the Texas Democrats being too cowardly to come home and vote on a redistricting map that hurts their feelings because it gives Republicans more seats in the state, which we all know the constituents actually want because we keep voting Republican, but it hurts their feelings. They don't want to do it. And so they've left. Have fled the state, never to return again, apparently. And since we last left each other, let's catch up on the latest, which is basically the following. Now, those of you who have somehow missed it, maybe you're living under a rock, I don't know, make sure that you check out the first installment of this saga, which we will list in the description of the comments on YouTube. By the way, if you're not already subscribed to YouTube, what are you waiting for? Make sure to subscribe to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. This is the playlist. Come and take it, where you can find my Texas podcast. We do this Tuesdays, so make sure that you are subscribed and check out the latest. Make sure to hit the like button. It'll help us in the algorithm, as well as leaving a comment letting us know what you think about this particular segment. So Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. If I'm honestly, I'm giving you the layout of where things are since we last left you. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has been very instrumental in many of the aspects of trying to hold these Texas Democrats accountable since we last left you. Number one is that he filed a lawsuit at the end of last week asking the Supreme Court of Texas to officially declare the seats of 13 of those Texas House Democrats, officially declaring those seats vacant. Now, in his petition, which is great, you should go read the entire article by Texas Scorecard. Paxton argues that by fleeing the state and refusing to attend the ongoing special session in protest of the congressional redistricting proposal, the members have abandoned their offices. Show me the lie.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
Of course they've abandoned their offices. They know that there is official business that cannot be conducted, and also that there is official business that they are literally just admitting that they apparently wish to not be part of because they'd rather take their ball and go home because they didn't get their way. And so, of course, this is abandoning their offices. He also cites their public statements confirming the intent to block legislative business as evidence of, quote, willful refusal to perform their duties. So what he's talking about is these Texas Democrats, these loudmouths going on social media, bragging to everyone about, I just care about democracy. I'm just doing it for you, the people. I had to do it. I'm blocking legislation from happening. I mean, they're literally just admitting to it. And not only are they admitting to it, this is a thing about Democrats. This is the thing that gets me. Not only are they admitting that they are the bad guys, but they're somehow trying to claim themselves as the victims throughout all of this. So they want to have it both ways. They want to say, hey, we're the ones who are breaking the rules. We're the ones who are breaking quorum. We're the ones who have fled the state to prevent Texas from conducting official business. But let me tell you why I'm the victim in this. I mean, it's absurd.
They can do that.
I can try.
It's absurd how they can go out there and talk about how they are willfully refusing to perform their duties, but somehow, some way, they are the victims in this. I mean, it is a total clown show with these people. Paxton himself said these cowards deliberately sabotaged the constitutional process and violated the oath they swore to uphold. Their out-of-state rebellion cannot go unchecked, and the business of Texas must go on. Guys, this is absolutely true. There's nothing that he said there that should be controversial. They gave an oath. They took an oath and they said that they were going to perform duties, okay? They said that they were going to show up, and they said that they were going to show up and represent their constituents. I don't understand what they think that they are doing here. They're preventing flood relief assistance from being passed. They're preventing important House business from being conducted because they're throwing an epic temper tantrum over redistricting maps, and they can't even quite figure out what is the difference between these redistricting maps and also the redistricting maps that perhaps Illinois had or New York had or any of these other, Massachusetts, any of these other places that clearly, like, they are the haven for gerrymandering. And now all of a sudden, they can't even explain to you why Texas is the bad guy and not, Massachusetts or Illinois. And in fact, it's getting so bad. This is how you know that that they've completely jumped the shark. It is so bad for the Democrats here on this particular issue that you even have people like Kristen Welker at NBC News, far-right NBC News, and NBC News, who's constantly carrying water for the Democrats, who has J.B. Pritzker on, who is, of course, letting all of these Texas Democrats, or at least some of them, hide out in Illinois. And he's, doing these big press conferences with them like, oh my gosh, Texas is so mean. I can't believe that they would redistrict. What do we know about gerrymandering? Oh, it turns out a whole heck of a lot, JB. And when you've lost NBC News, you know that the American public is not buying your garbage anymore if you're a Democrat and you're actually being called out on your own hypocrisy. Watch.
Every major group that grades the fairness of congressional maps gives your state an F. Common Cause, a nonpartisan government watchdog, even says your map, and I'm going to quote, represents a nearly perfect model for everything that can go wrong with redistricting. And I guess the question is, you talk about preserving democracy. How do you preserve democracy if you're using the same tactics that you've criticized Texas Republicans for?
But as I say, what they're talking about is a distraction.
Like, how embarrassing. These people know they were the ones who, of course, did this first, but that's how they always act. They always act like Republicans are the one who are out of line because we decided to play by the rules that they set. The Democrats were the ones who set these rules, and now we will play by them. Now we will play by them because we no longer have a Republican Party who is willing to sit back and take it on the chin and say, oh, but we have to be the ones who play by the rules. Oh, but who will we be if we don't play by the rules? No, if you guys want a different standard, you set it. You set it, and now we will finish it, okay? You started the game, and now we will finish it. And that is what is happening here with the Democrats, who are now getting called out on their own hypocrisy when it comes to gerrymandering. I mean, Illinois is J.B. Pritzker, the king of gerrymandering, wants to have a word with Texas. Go away, sir. Go tend to your own state, okay? And we will tend with ours. Now, all of this happened after Dustin Burrows over the weekend, Ken Paxton doing his thing with this lawsuit, asking the Supreme Court of Texas to declare these House members vacant, to declare these seats vacant. This happened on Friday. And this was after Dustin Burrows gave the Democrats a deadline of Friday, which, by the way, for the record, should never have been given. You never should have given a deadline that far out. Well, okay, all right. So you're not here by Tuesday. So you're not here by Wednesday. So you're not here by Thursday. But I'll tell you what, by Friday, I'm really going to send a sternly worded letter to the manager.
Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
That should have never been the optics of any of this. No, you knew what you were doing. You bragged about it on social media. You don't get some sort of a deadline days from now. Your deadline is literally right now. And since you are bragging about it, I have decided that you must not care about your seats. That should have been what happened. But Dustin Burrows, for whatever reason, probably because these are his friends at the end of the day, decided to give them a deadline. Well, let me tell you, spoiler alert, apparently the Democrats don't care too much about their friendship with Dustin Burrows because they still did not show up. He gave them the good grace of having days to return, not like hours, not minutes, not seconds, but days to return, and they blew right through that deadline. That's how little they respect Dustin Burrows, by the way. They blew right through that deadline, and instead of the 100 members needed for quorum on Friday, they only had 95. Now, I want you to imagine that for a second, okay? These people campaign for a very long period of time to work for their constituents in their district, and we can't even get 2/3 of them to show up for work. We can't even get 100 out of 150 members to show up for work. How pathetic is that? How pathetic is that? And by the way, I have long been an advocate for raising the allowance, for raising the amount that these Texas House representatives get paid, because the good ones work very, very hard for very little money. They work very hard for very little money. But then I see that happening and I see the bad ones and I'm like, why should we pay them anymore? They can't even bother to show up for the work that they already agreed to do. It is absolutely embarrassing and pathetic. But still, Ken Paxton stood by, ready to strike. He said, you tell me when, and then we're going to the mat. And so Friday was the day. They waited. The deadline passed. The Democrats basically just said, Haha, I dare you. I mean, they posted it. Come and take it, which is so hilarious considering they weren't here. If you say come and take it, you have to stay where you are. You can say come and take it and then run away. You guys don't understand the point of the slogan, but that's okay. That's just they're just two brain cells to rub together maybe, and it's hard for them, okay? So Paxton stood by, ready to strike, and now we wait for the Supreme Court of Texas to rule on the particular matter of whether or not these House members' seats will become vacant. But while we wait on that, Ken Paxton and Dustin Burrows, which, again, not like a partnership that I saw coming, but I'll take it. I will take it. Anyone who wants to partner with our great Attorney General, Ken Paxton, on making sure that justice is served and making sure that we hold people accountable who need to be held accountable, I am all for. And so Ken Paxton and Dustin Burrows have also contacted law enforcement in Illinois and New York, these places where these Democrats are hiding out. And, these cockroaches, these Democrat cockroaches are scattering and hiding out in these different places. Well, they've contacted law enforcement in these places so that they could domesticate their civil arrest warrants that were here in the state of Texas. So to speak, making these warrants valid in these other states as well, trying to get law enforcement in these states to cooperate with our own civil arrest warrants for these cowardly, spineless Democrats who don't want to come back and actually do the work that they're supposed to get paid for. So that is also happening. And on top of that, I told you guys, Ken Paxton is making moves. He is all over this when it comes to holding these Democrats accountable. What he also did on Friday was a big day. What he also did was file a lawsuit against two nonprofits that are operating here in the state. Number one is Robert Francis O'Rourke, Beto O'Rourke's PAC, Powered by People. And then also George Soros's PAC, Texas Majority PAC. And so you have these two nonprofits that we actually got word were funding these oath breakers. They were funding these violators. They were funding these, cowardly, fleeing Democrats. They're funding these people who are breaking their oath to the state of Texas. And so in the lawsuit, Paxton argued that this could actually constitute bribery. If these PACs are funding these Democrats, they're paying for these Democrats to flee the state and violate their oath and violate the promise that they made to the state, that actually could be bribery. And you guys could be on the hook for that. And in fact, a judge found it so compelling that the judge issued a temporary restraining order in this lawsuit that was supposed to have frozen fundraising and expenditures from these PACs. But when you're dealing with people like Robert Francis O'Rourke, they don't care about rules. They don't care about rule of law. In fact, they never have. And Beto himself doesn't care about rule of law so much that he held a fundraising rally in Fort Worth over the weekend right after this temporary restraining order came down to declare to everyone how much he really doesn't like the rules. Watch.
We're not going to let him stop us. Are you with me on that? Ándale. It also means, as Mark was saying earlier, we don't await the punch thrown by these would-be fascists to land. We punch first and we punch harder. We want California and New Jersey and Illinois and Maryland and every other state where the Democrats hold the governor's mansion, the assembly, and the state senate to redraw their congressional districts now, not wait for Texas to move first, to maximize Democratic Party advantage. Listen, you may say to yourself, well, those aren't the rules. There are no refs in this game. Rules. We are going to win whatever it takes. We're going to take this to them in every way that we can.
Oh, yeah. First of all, Andale, yeah, we know your nickname is Beto. You're a gangly white boy, and you try to throw in Spanish phrases every once in a while so that people think that you're actually...
Hola, amigo. Hola.
Buddy, we can see you. We have eyeballs. Okay? You just drop the stunt. Please. For the love of all that is holy, just speak in English, okay? And you hear him saying these things. We don't await the punch thrown. We punch first and we punch harder. Yeah, we know. We've watched you guys do this. Why do you think that we are doing this the way that we are right now? Because we are a new party. We are sick and tired of the Democrats not playing by the rules and expecting Republicans to every single time take it on the chin and say, well, it's okay. We'll live to fight another day. But you know what? We're going to fight fairly. We're gonna make sure that we don't break the rules. We're gonna play by all the rules. And in fact, we're gonna give some extra padding just in case we accidentally break the rules. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Do you want to know why we have lost the culture? Do you want to know why before President Trump came into office again, that we were dealing with children having body parts lobbed off of them in the name of mental issues? Do you want to know why we had smut in school libraries? Do you want to know why we just had illegal criminals just coming in the border en masse? Do you want to know why we have all of these things that we are now having to clean up? Why we had to deal with biological men in women's sports? Why we had to deal with all of the madness that we have had to deal with? Do you want to know why? Because Republicans for too long said, well, I know, but we don't want to stoop that low. We'll just let him slide by this time. Just live and let live. You know, it's fine. No. There is a new sheriff in town. There is a new party in town. And guess what? You may have started the fight with no rules, but we'll play by those no rules system that you've created, and we will finish the fight. We'll finish it. And we will weaponize the same playbook that you used against us. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess.
Hey there, it's Chris Salcedo from the Salcedo Storm podcast. You might know me from my TV show on Newsmax or my radio show on AM 700 KSEV in Houston. I've teamed up with Texas Scorecard, the only trusted statewide conservative media outlet, to take a no-nonsense approach to the toughest questions Americans are wrestling with every day. As a veteran broadcaster, author, and conservative political analyst, my hope is to ignite the fire of liberty that lies in all of us and inspire citizens to become agents of change in their own communities. Join me on the Chris Salcedo Show or the Salcedo Storm podcast, where I challenge the status quo and bring you fresh perspectives on national, state, and cultural news. Tune in weekdays, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
I mean, you hear him say, F the rules, which, by the way, is there anyone who loves swearing more than Beto O'Rourke? I mean, he's like a little kid who's swearing and he's like, I'm not going to get in trouble. I just said that on national television. I just said that on a stage. Like, there's no one in politics who loves to swear, who gets as much pleasure out of swearing as Beto O'Rourke. F the rules. Yeah, we know. 2020, anyone? You guys will lie, cheat, and steal. You will do whatever is necessary to win the game. The ends justifies the means for you guys. We know. We've been watching you do it for a very long time. We know about all of the dark money that you guys have used from George Soros and all of his cohorts, all of the dark money. But when it's a Republican billionaire or even Elon Musk, who is like a soft Republican, I don't even know that you would call him a Republican, but when it's Elon Musk's money, all of a sudden it's a bad thing, right? I mean, these people have never played by the rules in my adult lifetime. And now all of a sudden he wants to act like, oh, well, you know what? We should just stop playing by the rules. Guys, we've been there for a very long time. Why do you think the entire Republican Party has been redesigned from the inside out? Because we're sick of it and we're not going to take it anymore. And no one knows that better than Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. And so while Beto was up there on stage, good old Beto, always very sweaty. And I don't understand why he has like one shirt that he wears to public appearances. It's just the one shirt. And in this one shirt that was drenched in sweat in only a way that Beto can do, he also, said the quiet part out loud.
Next time we win power, we're going to drive that car like we stole it. We're going to legalize every dreamer's parents, every hardworking American doing backbreaking work that makes this country so damn great in the first place, even greater as U.S. citizens.
And there it is. There it is, right there. The Democrats want to legalize all of the illegal criminals that Joe Biden spent 4 years letting in. Beto has a history of this. He always says the quiet part out loud. It's part of the reason that the Democrat Party, by and large, did away with him. Beto, listen, you can't actually tell people that we're going to confiscate their AR-15s. You got to get into office first. Beto, listen, you can't actually tell people that we want to legalize all of these illegal criminals that we let into the country because we've told them for 4 years that they were conspiracy theorists. Remember, we've told them the great replacement theory is a far right-wing conspiracy nut job, blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait a second. Beto here just said that everything that we all said was happening, everything that they were working towards in the darkness, in the quiet, in the secret, was all true. He just said it. He just confirmed it. He's so good at that because he's just, again, not a lot going on up there. And so now, as of yesterday afternoon, Monday afternoon, we've had all of this whole saga continuing to escalate. And as of Monday afternoon, yesterday, House Speaker Dustin Burrows announced that DPS has set up a dedicated tip line for information on the whereabouts of missing House members. Let me give you that number, just in case you see Gene Wu at like a supermarket and you'd like to report him. It's 1-866-786-5972.
That's a lot of numbers.
And that is the number that you can call, the tip line that will be used to gather leads from Texans who spot lawmakers avoiding their duties. Now, according to Speaker of the House Burrows, DPS has, quote, special agents deployed in every region of Texas and dozens of officers deputized by the House who are staked out. They're staking out lawmakers' homes. They're knocking on doors and making repeated phone calls to force a quorum, which, like, oh, no, not another phone call. I mean, I might question why Speaker of the House Burrows gavelled out leading into the weekend when he knew that these Democrats were going to have time and opportunity to leave. I would like to know the rationale behind that. I mean, I know he talks a big game right now, but I would like to know the rationale behind it. Because he did know that this was coming. So why would you give them the opportunity to leave? I don't know. But the point is, this has to end with these people being held fully accountable for their actions, because this can never happen again. Vacate the seats, Texas Supreme Court. Let's get people in there who actually care about their duty to their constituents, and let's keep the ball rolling, because we've got stuff that actually needs addressing. I mean, we do have the congressional map and we do need it to be redistricted and we do need to vote that in and continue going. But we also have property tax relief. I'd love it if you guys could address that. You guys are killing us, crippling us. Nobody ever truly owns their home. That's communism. You guys are crippling us with these property taxes. We have yet to see anything done about that. We have flood relief assistance. I mean, we've got all sorts of stuff that needs passing. So buckle up, guys, because there's a lot of work that remains to be done. But don't worry. Again, if you see any Texas Democrat who is breaking quorum, please feel free to call 866-786-5972, and DPS will be sure to track down your lead. Are they serious? Are they ready to actually fight fire with fire? We're about to find out. We're going to find out, because this is going to have to end somehow. So we will stay on it. Of course, we will bring you the latest next week or the week. I mean, I don't know. When is this madness going to end? I don't know, but we will, of course, keep an eye on it. Make sure to follow me on social media again for more timely updates. And we will see you next time on Come and Take It.
Be sure to subscribe to Texas Scorecard on YouTube and click that bell to ensure you're a real Texan. If you liked this video and want to see more citizen-driven journalism, be sure to click like and go to TexasScorecard.com to read about all things Texas. Texas Scorecard, real news for real Texans.